Besties. Welcome back to another episode of the Baddie Besties podcast. We are live from Miami.
We're here.
We're here.
I had to fly all the way down to see my good sis.
Period poo. Finally.
Yeah, and get some episodes for you guys in this beautiful studio. So excited to be here.
We so missed excited.
We missed you. Did you guys miss us?
They definitely missed us.
You better.
We're back, we're better, and we're here to conquer this episode because on this episode, a new bombshell enters the villa.
Ooh, it's giving Love Island vibes. Someone make Samira a host.
Make me a host. Ariana Maddox, I'm coming for your job. Or we could do it together.
We can collab. No, I'm excited. I have been watching Love Island because of Samira, but I am still not all the way caught up, you guys.
Yeah, so we're not going to spill any tea, but this episode is so fun, so excited because it's inspired by the games of Love Island. They're so juicy. They're toxic. And they be spilling some tea. The producers know what they're doing, so Baddie Besties is doing a take on the Love Island games.
Yes, let's go.
Let's tap into this episode. All right. So, with the first game, we are introducing body count. What's tea?
What's tea with body count? Spicy! Oh my God, what about body count?
All right. I mean, do you think it's a big deal?
I have mixed feelings. I don't think body count is really a big deal because I think it depends. I think if your body count is so high, then it becomes a big deal. But I think like adults to adults, like I'm not really checking or asking, at least, you know, my man, what his body count is. I'm not really worried about it. But if you're all big and bad, you got 100, 200, 500, 1,000 bodies, it's a no for me, honey.
So the question here is, what is your take on body count, and truly what do you feel? Because I know you said 100, 1,000, but what's your max?
So how much is too much?
How much is too much?
Okay. Girl. I think 100 bodies is too much for me.
Honestly, for me, it might be like 30 because I'm like, damn, 30 people is a lot still.
But if you're taking it over years, I feel like if like for a man perspective, I'm saying for men. I'm not saying for a woman. By the way, we should make that clear. We should say, what do you think?
Is
there a double standard?
That's a double standard, though.
Oh, I think 100. I'm not talking about girls. I'm sorry. I am going to do the double standard. Don't hate me.
No.
I would date a guy that had 100 bodies, but if I was a guy, I wouldn't date a girl with 100 bodies. I wouldn't
date a guy with 100 bodies. I think that's too much.
It is too much.
It's too much.
It is too much.
That's just like, for me, and the reason why I feel like it's too much too, because I'm like, I don't like a man that's thirsting for the streets. So when I think of 100 girls, I'm like, dang, you really sliding up on 100 girls? Like, you're not really selective with your girls? That's crazy.
I agree, but what if it was like during his like 5 years? I don't know, maybe like college, a couple of years after, and maybe he was
about college,
left and right.
Think about the idea of being in college, 100 females.
Not all in college in 4 years. That's like, what, 20 bodies a year? That's a lot of girls.
That's a lot.
I'm saying for more than 4. I'm saying like maybe from like 20 to 30 like years old, he was going crazy. And now he's
100
not.
From 20 to 30 is ridiculous. Like, what the
okay,
hell are you doing?
You want me to change my answer? 100 is a lot. I've never had a man ever tell me that he's had 100 bodies.
Okay, maybe I was like, maybe you dated.
No,
that's why you're like, okay, no. Since there was one, I have to accept it because it happened.
No.
So was one ever close to 100?
I've never asked someone like what their body count is. I don't think
Is it the person I think you're talking about? You didn't ask them?
I never asked someone their body count. I assume I
never ask at all.
No, I don't really ask because to me, it doesn't matter what you did before. If I feel like you're in the streets now and that's your vibe, I'm not gonna be into you. Like that's not.
I feel like it matters because I be asking for that STD HIV test.
Oh, of course.
Not be with somebody that's.
Of course, but that's what I said. If I feel like you're in the streets and that's your vibe,
yeah.
Like I'm not into that anyways. I'm not gonna, try to go for that. But I agree though. I've actually asked guys before for tests.
But I have too, literally.
Yeah, I've literally had them go get tested.
And they came back with the paper because I don't play that. I don't play that.
Yeah, paper me.
Yeah, I agree.
No PDF.
No, you can go to Photoshop and edit. I need to see that facts. I mean, this is just a really important topic about respect and just honesty in relationships because, I mean, I wouldn't, what if they're not telling you the truth? Like, they could tell you maybe 30 and it really is 100, but I think this is like an important conversation of just being always honest and transparent in your relationship.
Yeah.
And hopefully these men out here are being truthful.
They're not.
They better be truthful.
Okay, a man who has a really high body count, chances are he's not going to tell you unless he thinks it's like a joke or he thinks it makes him look good.
My heart is broken.
No, why would he tell you if it's gonna make you not talk to him and he wants you to talk to him? He's not going to tell you
the truth.
No, he's gonna give a relatively realistic number. He's not gonna be like 5 when it's 50, but he would be like 15, 20. Like he'll give you something you can accept,
digest.
Yeah. At least that's what I think.
That's problematic.
It's definitely problematic.
That's so problematic.
We didn't say was it.
I'm not trying to be with somebody that's lying. You liar.
We don't like liars over here at Baddie Besties.
No, you're gonna get canceled. Period. I don't mess with that.
That's why he's gonna lie to try to avoid cancellation.
Oh my gosh.
That's trouble.
Very trouble. It's obviously we're not gonna drop ours, but that's what happened on Love Island. They had to get blasted, and it was so crazy on that episode. Do you remember?
Yes.
That episode was so crazy because it was the guys had to guess what each girl's body count was, and then it got revealed, and they were just wilding.
Yeah,
they were wilding because when they like switched the roles. They were like, damn, like, they were like, nah, like, I couldn't be with somebody that's 20, but their body count was like 75, which was crazy.
So were you surprised? Were you surprised, first of all, about some of the girls who had the higher body counts, per se? Like, their numbers, like, did you feel any type of way? Did you think a number was too high for a woman?
I don't think anyone was over, like, 30. I think they were under, like,
no,
20.
there were.
Who was under?
There was that girl. Oh, my gosh. I just started watching. I don't remember their names. She's, the black girl, but not the one with the braids. The other one. She had
Janae.
She had a high body count.
No, her Janae's wasn't high.
It was, and it became a thing.
It was like 13.
No, it
Janae
wasn't.
Was 13. There's only 2 women of color.
No, Samira. It was like 50 or higher.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
We're gonna fact check it and put it in here.
Okay. Samira owes me $20, or I owe her $20. We're gonna put the cash app right here because I remember that.
Let's Google it right
now. Okay, let's Google it.
Janae Love Island body count. Let's see. Damn, that's crazy. Not as searching up her body.
Because I remember they were like trying to judge her after, and she was like, "Oh, like yeah, like I." She didn't say like I get around or anything, but she was kind of like, "So what?" And her man was giving her shade.
You know who had everyone was loving was Serena because she had 6, and I remember that number. Everyone was like, "Dang, like she's a good girl. Like she only got 6." That was crazy, right?
Yeah.
So
that was expected. I figured.
Feel like it was expected?
Yeah, because I know most men are gonna say like low body count for women all the time. Of course, like they're gonna cheer that on. No man is gonna say that he wants her to have a high body count.
Well,
so I wasn't surprised.
We're gonna come back to this because I can't find it.
Yep. Insert cash app from Samira here.
That's not happening because she didn't have that high, and I know for a fact she didn't have nothing high.
It was definitely. It wasn't something that it wasn't like 100 or anything like that, but it was definitely like more than 20. Like it was a high number. It wasn't 15. It was something that all the guys were like, "Oh, we didn't expect it," and she was like, "What? Like, why are you?"
I think it was in like the 25s. It wasn't like. It wasn't very high.
Oh, no. I don't remember. I knew it was above like 15. Like it wasn't. She wasn't one of the girls that they were like, "Oh, it's low" or whatever. Like they like gave her side eye for it.
I don't remember it being a big thing.
Didn't her man have a high number? It was higher, and he lied about it. And then it was kind of like,
I remember.
A thing.
And he was like, why is she lying? Or she was like, why is he lying? That's weird. Like, we already talked about this. Yeah, I remember that. So we're going to switch hats really quickly. We're going to tap into Balling on a Budget, the next game that they had in the earlier episodes, gift giving gossip. And essentially, baddies, let's spill the tea. What's the most you ever spent on a gift for a man? And you go first, Liz.
One thing about me, I'm going to spend coins on my man. I wish I wasn't built like this, but I am. I be spending.
But we need the monetary amount. We need the
honestly.
How much you spending, babes?
I don't remember exactly, but I think I've spent 1,000 or close to 1,000 in one sitting. I've definitely spent way more overall, but like for like a Christmas or something, I definitely spent about a rack. Do you remember
what the gift was?
I got a PS5, and then I got Alexander McQueen's. And I got a couple other gifts too, AirPods, and then those are the 3 expensive ones, and then like some other little things. So I'm pretty sure it probably added up to 1,000 or more. I got a deal on the PS5 though.
Period. We love a balling on a budget.
I'm gonna try to make it work. If you want more than one gift, I'm gonna have to shop around.
For me, I'm thinking, I don't know. I think my biggest thing is, it's with my current partner, and we've been together for 5 years, or it's about to be 5 in December. So I've definitely spent over a band, but I think for his birthday coming up, it's going to be the most. I'm planning a trip to Africa. We're going to Africa. It's a surprise for him. I hope he doesn't listen to this episode.
He's going to listen.
He's not going to listen.
He's going to listen.
He's not going to listen to the whole thing.
Okay.
That's fine. So, this podcast is for the girlies, and I told him we're not catering to you guys.
This is for the girlies. So
this is for the girlies. So I don't feel no type of way. But so I know that trip is already going to cost probably like 2 bands, 3 bands.
Absolutely.
Because it's like the ticket, whatever. But you know, I maybe just take some money from his account so he won't know. It'll be our coins.
I'll pay some of your money.
No, but to be quite honest with you, I know this was like kind of a little big deal during the game, but I feel like I am a gift giver in general. Like I love to give. So for me, like when I saw it, like the game, they were like, dang, like she spent that much on a man. Like for me, I was like, for my person, it really don't feel like much because that's one of my love languages. Like obviously I love to receive gifts, but like how I show love is like gifting, and seeing their reaction is priceless to me.
Yeah, I feel that. I was actually surprised by some of the women who had really low amounts, like $20 or $12 or $0.
Like, are they making that up?
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy. What am I doing wrong?
I'm like,
not wrong,
you can't even pick up a tab. Like that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like I'm all for. It's so crazy, guys. On yesterday we had the craziest conversation. So we were
tap into our collab
with Can I Vibe with Y'all. That podcast went
crazy. We had a whole debate,
but it went batshit crazy, and I'm gonna let you give them some insight on that.
Yeah, well, you know, I'll keep it short and sweet. We had a conversation where 50-50 came up, and one of the Can I Vibe with Y'all podcast hosts was essentially saying that he wants to go half and half. Even if he was making $1 million, he expects his girl to go half and half. He doesn't really want to court a girl. He doesn't want to pay for even the second date. He may pay for the first, but the second one he has the expectation that she's gonna pay. So it was a lot of like red flags in that realm of things.
It was to the point, one of his thoughts were, if he's a millionaire and she's like working, she's grinding, she's on her grind, on her come up, let's say she's making 100,000, he was like, oh, if I'm living $1 million lifestyle and she's living her $100,000 corporate lifestyle, on to the next, she's a placeholder, I could just replace her.
Yeah,
like, that's what blew me, because I'm like, dang,
everything blew me.
You can't even see that this woman is hustling, she's on her grind, she's on her, like, she's on the come up, so you can't even respect that as a man. Like, imagine.
No, he can do a lot of things as a man. He don't really know what being a man is, and we established that in the episode. It's tea.
Well, what I do have to say is, and maybe this is advice to him if he listens to this or hears a snippet, is
with
maybe
love.
You were $1 million man, but with that woman that's grinding, that's what you by your side, she could have turned your $1 million man to $1 billion.
Absolutely.
And I can't believe you couldn't see that and receive that, but I hope all the best for you.
All that's a whole thing. I don't even, y'all need to go tap into the episode because that one was really crazy.
That episode was literally ridiculous, and I
I can't even start because I will not stop.
Besties, you are not going to regret it. Like, please tap into that.
You're going to be jaw dropped. You're going to be shook.
We're just so excited because, like, we're starting to collab. The besties are coming on board. So we really appreciate you guys. I know we're mid-podcast, but I just have to pause here and just to say my gratitude towards you guys and just list my hosts, my co-hosts. Like, we're
thank you so much for everyone that supports and tunes in and listens and sends us messages that they're, you know, tapped in or they liked, you know, this episode or that episode. It means so much, and we love doing this. And, you know, hopefully one day it'll be, you know, what we do full time, you know, God willing. So without you guys, it wouldn't even be possible. So we love you and we appreciate our Baddie Besties, you know, so.
Yes. So now we are moving forward to the Baddie compatibility test. So we're going to swipe left or right, babies. We're taking on Tinder. We're taking on Bumble. And we're going to see if this person you would swipe left or right on, depending on the scenarios. So I'm going to start off, and then Liz, you ask me the next one. Your date reveals they have a much higher body count than you. Much. Are you swiping left or right?
Which way is left? No.
Let them she doesn't know dating apps, guys.
I've never downloaded a dating app. I don't know.
Babes. Get with the programs.
Okay, so they have a much higher one.
Yep.
Swipe left. Much higher is crazy.
I agree. I would be swiping left. Again, I can't have no man that's for the streets, that wants everybody, that's all up in everybody's DMs. That's just embarrassing. It's not cute. It's a turn off. Do better. Nobody.
We don't do overly friendly around here.
It gives me the ick. It's nasty. I cannot have no friendly man. I'm sorry.
I agree.
It's gross.
You're too friendly. You're crazy.
Okay, your turn. Ask me the question.
Yeah, what page are you on? Because I'm lost. Oh, I found it. Look at me. Okay, Samira, I have my next question for you. Swipe right or swipe left? Your crush surprises you with a handmade gift versus a flashy but impersonal gift.
Ooh, okay. So I am a big sucker for, like, handmade or like thoughtful gifts. Like, obviously I do love flashy too, but like I feel like there's just something about handmade gifts that just like pulls at my heartstrings. But what I'll have to say, impersonal, so I'm like, like, so you really like, I like the effort, like A for effort, but like F for impersonal, because how are you gonna make a handmade gift? But
I think it's the flashy gift is impersonal. Handmade gift versus a flashy but impersonal gift.
Yeah, like it's impersonal.
Oh, is the handmade gift impersonal?
Yeah, so it's like, okay, then did you just make that for another girl?
Like made a blanket or something?
No, making a blanket's different, because making a blanket is pictures of you. That's not impersonal. Impersonal maybe is like writing a generic poem or something.
Oh.
Or writing something generic. Like,
no, it has to be personal. That's the point.
That's what I'm saying. You could be giving that same poem. You spin that same game to another girl, and that's not going to sit right with my spirit, babes, because then it's going to have me thinking, nah.
She said, do not reduce, reuse, recycle, honey.
You're swiping left. Honey. Sorry, I'm not.
Not impersonal is crazy.
Not recycle, babes. I'm not saving the environment. When it comes to me, you use up everything. Okay,
all the resources.
Use all the resources. But we are about saving the planet.
Yeah.
Poo Fetch Fits launching this spring.
Definitely
environmentally friendly. Okay, make up another scenario, which I'm thinking on the top of my head here is. Your man influences. Okay, it was funny. We had a question during the Can I Vibe With Y'all podcast yesterday. It was so funny. It was directed to the females, and it was, your girl is directly influenced by their hoe friends. But I'm going to reverse it because we didn't get a chance to ask them the question. Your man is directly influenced by his fuck boys.
Swipe left.
How do you know?
Run! Run!
So
I know through experience, honey.
I want to hear that a bit more. Tell me why. Tell me your perspective. I want to dissect it. Why do you feel that?
Yeah. Long story short, I dated a guy who was heavily influenced by his hoe friends. And it's a not surfing well.
What's a hoe? What's a hoe friend? Because we asked him that yesterday.
A cheater. An overly friendly. An overly cocky but has nothing to back it.
Ooh.
Those
nothing
three.
to back babes.
That's like when you're cocky and you think you're it, but you're really not.
Come back to reality, babes.
Like, at least come with it if you're going to be cocky.
How do you know that person was being influenced by it? Or that wasn't really just their persona?
Because they were all like the same. Like, they were all like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
Well, copy paste.
So I don't know if they were influenced, but I think, like, you know, with the feather thing, like the birds of the same feather stick together. Ooh. I think they all were kind of the same, and that's why they meshed. And I wish I run. Get out of there now.
You know what's so crazy though is people underestimating how much your environment has to do with who you are and who you become, just like being around that. Because like if you're around a bum or around somebody that's not motivated, like maybe you're not going to be at your full potential because that's who you're surrounding yourself with. So believe it or not, I wish we structured that question yesterday that way, because they were just like, yeah, your whole friends, like, you know, OnlyFans, this, that, and the third. But truly is who you, like you said, the birds flock around with the same feathers, like that saying. Who you surround yourself with makes a huge impact on
absolutely
your day-to-day and who you're becoming and who you're cultivating to be. So that's, we are swiping left. So with that being said, ladies, we had so much fun. And of course, you know, we may stir the pot.
It's gonna get hot.
But trust.
You just hit the jackpot. Okay.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the Baddie Besties podcast, Love Island edition. Make sure y'all tap in for next week's episode.
Yes. Subscribe, follow our channels, check out our recent collab with Can I Vibe With Y'all podcast. And hey, leave us a review. That'd be lit. Leave us a little review.
Your stories. Did you have any weird body count stories? Like, drop your stories.
Your opinions. So yeah, play the game with us. We love to interact. So
play the game with us. We love you.
We love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.